Welcome back, everybody. You're listening to All About Healing, and it's time for Emily's Energy Corner. So we just had James Dustin on the show, and he was so magnificent and full of information, both for clinical body work and for his honesty and his humility. And so I want to today we're going to talk about my favorite muscles, because today is a clinical show, and my favorite muscles are in the jaws and the neck. And when I graduated from massage school, I took an advanced TMJ dysfunction training right away as soon as I got my license. And one of the things that she taught us that I think was like liquid gold was a side lying posture to get your neck treated. And she's in the class and she says, "How do you treat the neck? From the front, the back?" And everybody's fighting. It's prone, supine, up, back, down. And she said, no, it's on the side. And when you lay on the side, your whole side of your neck is completely exposed, but in a really comfortable way. And you can get exquisite body work. So if you have been listening to the show and you think, oh, I really want some great neck work, the side posture neck, they usually only do side posture for prenatal massage, which is such a sad thing, because you can get so much amazing work out of side posture, even if you're not pregnant, especially if you're not pregnant, actually. But so the neck I love, but the jaws, this is the cool thing that I think about the jaws. You have the muscles inside your mouth. So if somebody can put on the gloves and go inside your mouth, they can approach muscles, particularly two in particular, one called the lateral pterygoid. It starts with Pterygyoid, lateral pterygoid and medial pterygoid. And you can't really get to those muscles from the outside of your face. So when somebody puts on gloves, it's like all those tension headaches that you have and the upper neck pressure, it all gets released in the most beautiful way, because they have their finger in your mouth in the right place, a little up higher than the top molars and then on the inside of the lower molars, and then there's a lot of little spots inside your mouth as well. And it really is one of the most liberating experiences, because those headaches do lighten up, and just the whole way that you hold your body, it changes. So the neck and the shoulders, the chest, everything just kind of realigns when the jaws are treated properly. And one of the things that I love is, to my knowledge, and if I'm wrong, write me an email, emilyafrancis@gmail.com. But I think there's only 3 particular modalities that teach the inside of the mouth, the jaw work. And I've trained in all 3 of those modalities. And those are the clinical massage, working on TMJ, and then lymphatic drainage does a particular inner mouth work, and then craniosacral therapy also does an inner mouth work. And they're all completely different work. And here's what I think is really cool about that. The lymphatic drainage practices a certain tapping technique that goes from side to side, from behind the 2 front teeth, and they work their way to the soft palate in the back of the mouth, on the roof of the mouth. So where the hard palate and the soft palate meet, when you get to that area, which takes a while, it's not just this little hippity hop thing, so don't try it. But when you do that area, you are stimulating both sides of the brain that can access the speech center. So we would choose to do that kind of work on somebody who, say, had an aneurysm or a stroke and is trying to regain their speech patterns. And so we would work with the lymphatic system and help them to detox their own heavy metals or whatever's going on, or if they have lymphedema. And then if you go into the mouth, it's for specific reason to help realign the speech patterns within the brain. And it's a really fascinating practice, because I don't even know, I mean, Dr. Votter did the training and the testing for it, but it's just bizarre that people know this, really. And then the craniosacral therapy does a lot of different work and a lot of holding patterns inside the mouth. And it's very interesting, because one of the things that they do is they sort of rest their whole pads of the whole fingers, not just the fingertips, but like if you put your first and second finger in a V, and they go and kind of rest against the molars. And it's really, that's not the only thing they do. So I'm being very, very basic in my explanation, so forgive me. But one of the things about that particular treatment is it works with your body's energy and emotions, and it many times offers up sort of an emotional release. So when I was going through the second level of training and they were doing the mouth work, there were so many people in the classroom that started crying. And one girl actually got sick. She actually had to go get sick in the trash can because it brought up so much trauma. And it's sitting right there in your teeth. And we don't even realize that things are sitting, and that these pain thresholds are kind of sitting and hidden around your body. And unless you're trained or someone can sort of guide you on this body map, we don't realize these treasures that we can access to release and to let our bodies heal deeply into a very different way, a different construct really altogether. And it's not just a release of emotions. The craniosacral work actually works also with certain palates of the mouth that kind of go up to the like the spaghetti junction part of the brain, where all the synapses travel and cross each other, and there's certain movements that they do inside the mouth that helps activate speech and language patterns, sensory patterns. It's really dynamic. And so there's a reason that I'm so madly in love with jaw work, because I do think that clinically, if you do have some muscle issues, it's like going through the back door to get to the front door. If your neck just won't give it up and you have so much pressure, and then you go to the front and you go inside, it's like knocking on the back door. It's a secret panel that helps the body to release. And then again, these emotions and my child experience, she has some speech apraxia issues, and a friend of mine did some craniosacral work inside her mouth, and within 3 days the articulation of how she could express herself was noticeable beyond just my immediate family. People started asking, is she talking better? Is she talking more clearly? And it was from that mouth work on the inside of her mouth with craniosacral therapy. I find that exquisite and fascinating, and there are so many beautiful things about body healing. And my goal in this show is to help and teach and to offer that there are those opportunities out there for you to heal your body and yourself and your energy, your emotions, all that, and that it might come in really interesting ways to show up and help your body to realign itself. Because at the end, your body knows how to balance itself, but not if you don't give it the tools to remind it. And so we want to find the right therapists and the right people to go to that can teach us what we need to do for ourselves at home and how they can treat us in their clinic. And I want to really reiterate the credentials part of looking for a properly trained therapist. Just yesterday, I was on a mother's site of children that are on the autism spectrum, and a person that is not a body worker whatsoever was offering free lymphatic work, oil change for the body, and would you want to bring your kid to me and I'll do this lymphatic thing to them. And it might include some essential oils, and it's a massage. She actually used the word massage. And one of the mothers came to me and said, hey, I know you're really serious about lymphatic, and what do you think of this? Should I bring my child? And as I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, I don't know. So I started asking questions which weren't answered, and then I started to research it, and it's so dangerous, you guys. It is so dangerous because, especially if it's about our children, we want so desperately to help them heal that we're willing to rub snake oil all over our bodies if it'll help. And I understand that, but if you're going to somebody who is not trained, you cannot do massage without a massage license. It is not ethical. It is dangerous. It is so dangerous. So when you go to these people, it's up to you to learn to check for credentials and to know what you're even checking for, because it's your body, and God forbid it's your child's body. And here's this person who does a completely different job in their daily life and now saying, hey, I'll massage your kid and I can help them with their lymphatic system. If you do the lymphatic system wrong, you can make somebody sick. It's just a true fact. So I want you to really focus on credentials, and I hope for this week, if you have a homework assignment, it's to find a really great massage therapist and go treat yourself to something wonderful. Thank you for listening, everybody. You're listening to All About Healing. We'll see you back here next Wednesday.